The official name of this book is Disney Moby Dick starring Donald Duck. I can't believe they didn't call it Moby Duck. That joke was right there, waiting for them.
Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review.
Donald Duck is in major trouble with his boss, so he decides to skip town. He uses the fake name Ishmael and gets a job on a whaling ship. The crew is dismayed to learn he's an idiot who knows nothing about boats. I guess the sailor suit Donald likes to wear is just for show. Since Donald can't sail, he's forced to watch after 3 wild boys named Huqueg, Duqueg, and Luqueg. They talk in broken English, and they claim to be princes from a faraway island. They enjoy fighting and making trouble for Donald. The captain is Uncle Scrooge with a peg leg. The captain is Captain Quackhab. He is stern and imposing. He says their mission is to find Moby Dick, the wealthy whale. Quackhab will stop at nothing to get the whale because it ate his #1 dime. There are 3 other crew members, including an Indian fortune teller named Tralala. He'll be important at the end. The triplets mess things up for Donald when he's cooking. Captain Quackhab banishes Donald to the crow's nest, where the triplets cause more trouble. When Donald messes up a potential whale sighting, Quackhab decides to abandon him on a nearby island. The island is actually a giant squid. The entire crew fights the squid. The triplets defeat the squid with weird coffee, which convinces Quackhab to let Donald back on board. Part 2 begins with Donald recapping the story so far, just in case you forgot what happened in the past 40 pages. Donald continues to be a screw-up as he drops the anchor by accident. Fortunately, he lands it on some attacking pirates. The crew has loud, mutinous complaints against Captain Quackhab. That's what happens when you hire the Beagle Boys as crewmates. There's a terrible typhoon in St. Elmo's Fire. Captain Quackhab is unafraid and steers them mightily. His hatred of Moby Dick is stronger than any storm. Donald makes a sail out of underpants. They come across a ship in danger, and they finally find Moby Dick. The clever whale tricks them into going into rowboats, so it can destroy their ship while it's unguarded. Moby Dick swallows everyone. The whale's belly's filled with ships and treasure. Captain Quackhab is overjoyed to get his #1 dime back. That's when Tralala reveals he's secretly Magica Dispel in disguise. It wasn't a very good disguise, but in this book's universe, Scrooge has never met Magica before, so the disguise totally worked. Magica tries to leave, but she's knocked out by the Beagle Boys. The Beagles load a raft with lots of treasure. They plan to escape from the whale's belly by setting a large fire. That way the whale will go up to surface and cough them out. Donald hasn't seen Pinocchio, so he thinks that's a dumb idea. Quackhab won't let the villains escape with the treasure. He reveals his peg leg was a fake the whole time. He takes it off and uses it as a club to beat the villains with. Quackhab leaves the whale's belly with the treasure and everybody else. The end. Post-book follow-up. I thought this graphic novel was a bit on the dull side. It needed more humor, and I saw another reviewer say this is a lackluster translation of the original Italian. Because the dialogue is straightforward, most of the jokes are slapstick scenes, which don't translate very well in graphic novel format. For example, a wheel spins around and hits Donald in the head multiple times. That joke would work fine in a cartoon. It doesn't work as well here when there's only one picture of Donald getting bumped. I haven't read Moby Dick yet, so I'm not sure how accurate the story is. I'm pretty sure Moby Dick doesn't have a happy ending, or a long sequence inside the whale's belly. The triplets and Magica's characters had backstories which were so specific, I'm betting they're in the original book. I bet the other 3 crew members were in the book too, because otherwise there would be no real reason for them to be included. They were so unimportant, I honestly can't remember their names. The most important thing they did was gossip about the captain, and the Beagles easily could have done that. Overall, I probably wouldn't recommend this one unless you're a fan of DuckTales and Moby Dick. I think this is one of those crossovers where you have to like both things in order to get some enjoyment. The book isn't the worst way to introduce kids to the story of Moby Dick, but it's not the best, and I'm kinda glad I got it from the library instead of paying for it. I give Moby Dick, starring Donald Duck, a 3 out of 10.